All right. So good morning. Yeah, I know it's kind of chilly down here. I don't know why, but it is chilly. I guess it's chilly outside. So we're gonna get moving fast so that we can get warmed up again. But so we're still working on the niyamas and we're up to Svadyaya. Svadyaya means self-study. And I wanted to share with you from that Meditations from the Mat, because I think this explains it. I mean, we all know that yoga is about self-study in general, but this one, I think this reading is really appropriate. It says, the ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. There is no way to describe it. All we can describe is their appearance. They were careful as someone crossing an iced-over stream, alert as a warrior in enemy territory, courteous as a guest, fluid as melting ice, shapeable as a block of wood, receptive as a valley, clear as a glass of water. Do you have the patience to wait till your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till right action arises by itself? The master doesn't seek fulfillment, not seeking, not expecting. She is present and can welcome all things. That was written by Lao Tzu. So Lao Tzu describes self-study in action. At the core of self-study is non-attachment. If my aim is spiritual health, if I am an artist and my life is my art, then I already have everything I need. Attachment to external circumstances merely holds me back. Non-attachment frees my physical, intellectual, and spiritual powers to such a degree that I can be careful, alert, courteous, fluid, shapeable, receptive, and clear. More important, Lao Tzu is describing the outward appearance of non-attachment. The inward reality of non-attachment is insight. In the clear open space of a non-attached mind, reality can be perceived. The self can be known. Whenever we find ourselves attached to an idea we have about ourselves or a situation, we are in opposition to self-study. The efforts we make to uphold a certain self-image actually block our insight and thwart our growth. Anxious to uphold our self-image, to acquire an outcome, we cannot wait until our mud settles and the water is clear. Fearful of a negative outcome, we are unable to remain still till right action arises by itself. Self-study represents a profound paradigm shift. It is the moment in our journey when we let go of results and wholeheartedly embrace the process. Once we shift our focus from the results to the process itself, all situations become opportunities. We are present and we can welcome all things. That's self-study, and I think that's really profound when you can realize that everything is worthwhile. So please close your eyes. Just turn inward for a moment. And just study how your physical body feels. And be totally present with yourself. And please bring hands to heart center. May we really be present as we practice yoga this morning so that we can do Svadyaya, self-study. And when we are totally present, a lot of times we can really notice the blessings and the grace more clearly. We allow the mud to settle. The glass becomes clear. You lower your hands, open your eyes, and just bring your knees out, lean back on your hands, and just do a few windshield wipers. So just warm up the hips and notice. Yeah, I know I'm tight. Oh, too much bad food and alcohol in these hips today. Good. And then come on up to all fours. And sit back on your heels with your feet stretched long. Just stretch out your ankles for a moment. Feel that. Oh, that feels good too, huh? Stretch out your quads. And then come on forward. Bring your knees wider, big toes together. It's back to child's pose. You want your hips a little more. And then go ahead and stretch your arms longer, palms flat. Just press the hands down. You can get some blood flowing up and down your spine, your arms. And then come on up to all fours. Bring your knees a little closer. Curl your toes under. Lift the heels high and lift the knees a little bit, and then just slowly stretch into a down dog. Kind of lengthening and really feeling each moment of that stretch. And then just kind of walk your dog a little bit. You can even keep the knees bent and kind of swing your hips side to side. And then go ahead and lower your knees, keeping your toes curled under. Sit back on your heels again. Stretch out the toes, the feet. Oh, that feels good too. We're in those boots again, aren't we? And then come on forward to all fours. And we're going to thread the needle. So extend the right arm up, feel a long spine, and then guide it underneath. Come down to your shoulder. I like to come up on my fingertips on the left hand and just kind of really feel a nice long stretch. And come on up and switch. Left arm stretches up and thread it underneath. Breathe. Oh, man. And please come on up. Bring your hands right under the shoulders. And just work through a few cow cats, really feeling every vertebrae. Good. And then pause with a flat back. Extend the right leg and bend the knee. Flex the foot. And just feel your hips stay square, but lift the knee a little higher. Feel like it's a little bit of a cow pose. And then round and bring your knee towards your nose. So it's cat cow, but including the right knee. And then just do that 2 more times on your own. Feeling nice and long, connected. And bring the right knee down once you've gotten that side done. Extend the left leg. Keep thinking hips stay square, really long. Bend the knee. Lift the knee a little higher. Cow pose. And then round to cat. 3 times. Do it on your own. And then go ahead and take a child's pose when you've done that, and just let your head rest on your hands for a moment. Breathe really deep into the low back. Maybe feel an expansion of the back body a little bit. And then come on up and make your way to all fours again. We're just going to do that side plank variation. So swivel the left foot, extend the right leg, and come on up to nice long stretch. You can even set your arm by your ear if you want to. And come on down and switch. So now the right foot swivels, left leg extends. Side plank. Extend the arm if that feels good. I feel like my muscles froze in the interim from Friday till now. Good, come on down. And go back to the first side. Extend the leg. And then this time, bring the hand to the hip. Just bring the right foot behind you a little bit. You can bend the knee and just open the heart. If you want to, you can add in the hand. So it feels like more of a opening of the heart. Oh, and then come on down and do that on the other side if it felt good. Otherwise, you can do the same thing. I like to bring the foot back, maybe bend the knee a little bit and think really long spine, and then open the heart. Maybe extend the arm. Kind of like a wild thing, but on our knees. Good. Come on back to center. Bring your hands forward. Come to a downward facing dog. And then extend the right leg. Go ahead and let the hip open. Lift the leg high, point the toe maybe. Don't let your left shoulder drop. Good, and then square up. Bring knee to nose. And then extend it back again. This time keep the hips square. And then bring the knee towards your elbow and step the foot to the outside of your right hand. Yeah. Go ahead and lower the left knee. And just feel that lizard stretch. We're still early in the practice. So again, your hips stay square, your right knee just kind of moving off to the right, but you're really connected. If you're really feeling open, you can lower down if you want, but I'm not going to because I'm not feeling that open. Good, and then lift the back knee, step back, down dog, and we'll do that on our other side. So extend the left leg, open the hips, keep the right shoulder lifting, point the toe, lift it really high. Good, and then square up the hips, bring knee to nose. Extend it back, keeping the hips square. And then step it ultimately to the outside of the left hand. Lower the back knee and feel that stretch. Whew. Really big stretch for me today. Keep all parts of the foot working, but you can allow the knee to kind of angle off to the left a little bit if you want. Good, and then lifting the back knee, step back, downward facing dog. And then come forward to plank pose and lower down to the mat. Good, bring your hands wide and come up on fingertips and engage and come up to funky cobra. So rib cage is back. Feel a nice stretch. You can wiggle around a little bit, just kind of opening up the shoulders. I call it threading the shoulders or kind of moving them around, just kind of working those muscles. Good, and then come on down. Bring the hands back by the chest. Push all the way back, downward facing doggy. Adho Mukha Svanasana. That's feeling a little better, right? And one more time, plank. Broaden the clavicles down to the mat and come up to cobra. And just stay for one more breath. And lower down. Push all the way back, downward facing dog. And step your feet to your hands, forward fold. And just really take a moment there to feel all parts of your feet, all parts of your legs, allow them to open. I got to turn this to airplane mode. There we go. Good, and then make sure you have your feet at least hip distance apart, this forward fold. Bend your knees a little bit and kind of lay your chest on the knees. If it's available, you can wrap your forearms around the shins and think, just draw the shins in and widen the sit bones back and apart as you re-straighten the legs. Good, and then unwind, bending the knees, bring the hands on the knees. come up to Utkatasana, hands to heart center. And just a little bit of a twist to your left. Just hover the right elbow above the left knee. Try not to let one knee come in front. Take long spine. Good. Come back to center and go to the other side. Come back to center and come all the way up to standing. Stretch your arms up. And maybe just a little side stretch. So grab your left wrist with your right hand and arc. And coming back to center, switch. And come back to center. And bring hands to heart center. Sorry, you can't see all of me, but I guess that's all right. I'm going to stand back here. So now we're going to just do a little balancing. So standing on your right foot, bring your left knee up and interlace so you can kind of hold steady there. You can try and, if you're feeling steady and balanced, you can try and bring it up a little higher, keeping everything engaged. And then release and switch. Just notice self-study. Maybe your hips don't feel square. Maybe you're not engaging the core. Or maybe you're feeling like, whoa, am I balanced? What am I doing that makes it feel so good? And release. I'm not balanced at all. Okay, we're going to do that again. And then this time we'll bring it back behind us for the quad stretch too. So just take your time setting up, bringing the knee up, and then once you feel balanced, move it behind and see if you can find the foot or the ankle. Hug the knees towards each other. Keep the sits bones back. Stretch into that quad stretch. If you want to, you can bring both hands on the foot. Your heart feels like it's wanting that. Good. And then release the foot. Bring the knee forward and down. Good job. One more side. Lift the knee when you're ready. You can hold it with your right hand if you want. Move it behind you. Get the quad stretch. Maybe bring both hands back. Low belly up. Sit bones back. Release the foot. Bring it forward and down. Good. Finally, I'm getting warm. Take off a layer if you want. We're going to go a little bit. So sorry if that was loud. Find your blocks if you would like, and come to the front of your mat. And inhale, stretch your arms up and lift your right foot. Ha-ha. Step it back to ground it down. You're in warrior one. You have to keep your core engaged when you step it back. That's why it's good for you. Good. Now, touch down, and you're going to step both feet back to down dog. Blocks are just in the way, aren't they? Sorry. Come forward to plank, lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale down. Downward facing dog. And step your feet to your hands. And sweep all the way up, arms overhead. Lift the left knee. Step it back so you can ground it down. Warrior one. You don't step it back that far, and your hips may not be totally square. Just feel that. And touch down, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower down. And just for fun, stretch the feet, stretch the arms. Think long back of neck, rib cage back to lift the head and the shoulders and the arms. And then maybe the feet too. Alabasana. And release down. Hands by your chest. Push back, down dog. And step your feet to your hands, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Shift your weight to your left foot. Lift the right knee. And then see if you can step it all the way back to deep lunge. Good, lower the back knee. Chandrasana, woohoo. If you need the blocks to step back, it's there, it's okay. You're not feeling quite that balanced and energetic. Good, touch down. Lift the back knee, step forward. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep. The arms are up. Lift the weight, lift the left knee. And see if you can step it all the way back. Deep lunge, lower the back knee. Anjane. If you need to transition your hands any differently, you can. But I think it helps you to keep your core engaged if you keep the arms up. One more breath. Touch down, lift the back knee, step back to down dog this time. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Shalabhasana again, so arms back. Just set up and just feel nice and long through the spine. Add the feet if you want. Bring the hands by your chest, lower the feet, lift to cobra. Lower down, curl the toes under, push up to plank, and then down dog if you want. Take a moment there. And step your feet to your hands, forward fold. you want to, you can pranam, feel that connection and that length. Hold. And then inhale, sweep all the way up. Lift the right knee. Step it back, deep lunge, carefully. This time you're going to stay up in crescent. And if, like I said, if that doesn't feel balanced, use your hands on the blocks or whatever it is that you need to eventually get to crescent. It's okay. Good, touch down, step forward, Uttanasana. Pranam if you'd like. Exhale, hold. And inhale, sweep and rise. This time, balancing on the right foot, lift the left knee. And step it back, deep lunge, crescent. Take a moment just to really feel connected through both feet, both legs, all the way up the spine. And please touch down. This time, step back, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Cobra. And lower. Either plank to down dog or all fours to down dog. You decide. Step the feet to the hands, forward fold. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. I'm going to encourage you to bring your blocks in front of you so that it feels like your hands are right under your shoulders. Good, and then just leave the blocks there. Come to forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Shift the weight to the left foot. Yeah, or lift the right knee. Step back. Deep lunge. Hands to heart center. Good, lean forward. Think I'm shifting my weight to my left foot, and then I'm going to come into warrior three. Now just the left hand, bring it to the block, bring the right hand to the hip, and open the hips to come to Ardha Chandrasana. Oops, I'm falling out. Woohoo! Very nice. If you want to extend the arm, think long, long spine, connected spine, and then touch the right hand down, square up the hips. Come to a forward fold. Take a breath. My block wasn't quite in the right spot. I need it a little wider because I want it up from the outside of my foot. And maybe you found the same thing. I sit right under shoulders and needs to be a little wider. Good. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Lift the left knee when you're ready. Step it back, deep lunge. Hands to heart center. Lean forward. Shift the weight to the right foot. Lift the left leg. Warrior 3. Long, long spine. Right hand to the block, left hand to the hip. Open the hips. Half moon pose. Ardha Chandrasana. We haven't done this pose for a while, so I thought it would be good to do it maybe this way. Feel the weight right in the middle of your right foot. Sometimes we get too far forward or too far back. Feel that long spine, good. Touch the left block, square up the hips, bring the left foot down, forward fold. And step back to down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale to the mat. You can take child's pose too if you're ready for that. Cobra if you want. Exhale down. Plank. Down dog or all fours to down dog, you decide. Step the feet to your hands. Forward fold. If at any time you decide, oh, I don't want to do that step thing without my hands down, I don't feel balanced, it's okay to use blocks or use your hands. And inhale, sweep and rise. Arms up, lift your right knee. Step it back, deep lunge. Ground the back foot down, warrior 2. Yeah. Hard transition, right? Bring the right hand to your hip. Bring your left elbow to your knee for Svadyaya. And now listen, I told you we were going to do Ardha Chandrasana several ways. So I want you to just slide your right foot up, bring your left hand to the block, and then lift up into it. Ardha Chandrasana. Weight right in the middle of the foot. Spine nice and long. Yeah. Right hand to the block, square up the hips, come down to a forward fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Bring your arms overhead. Shift the weight to the right foot. Left knee comes up. Step 2, deep lunge. Correct. Ground the back foot down, warrior 2. Check your alignment. See how it feels. Left hand to the hip, right elbow to the knee, Svadyaya. It's your option. You can stay here if you don't want to go to Ardha Chandrasana. That's fine with me. Your practice, you decide. I'm going to slide my left foot forward a little bit so I can reach for that block and then lift into it. See if you can really feel like you're drawing your left leg into the socket and your right leg into the socket so that your spine can get longer out of it. Good. And then reach for the block with your left hand, square your hips, come to a forward fold. Step back, downward, facing dog. Well done, you guys. And go ahead and take a child's pose this time. And make your way back, downward facing dog. And step your feet to your hands, forward fold. Waiting for your inhale, sweep all the way up, arms up. Shift your weight to your left foot, lift the right knee. Step it back, deep lunge. Same thing, ground it down, warrior two. Straighten the front leg this time. Right hand to the hip. Slide the left foot closer so you can reach for that block and come to Ardha. Chandrasana again. Or you can just stay in triangle, your choice. Reach the right hand for the block, square up the hips, forward fold. Right foot comes down. Sweep and rise. Bring your left knee up when you're ready. Step it back, deep lunge. Ground it down, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. I didn't even have you come into triangle. This time I want you to come into triangle. We'll have to do that side again. Forgot to have you come down because it's actually easier to get to Ardha Chandrasana from triangle pose. So left hand to the hip, bend the right knee, slide the left foot forward, hand to the block, and make really strong core to lift into Ardha Chandrasana. Draw the low belly up, but keep the sits bones back. Good. Touch the left hand down. Square up the hips. Uttanasana. Come down to a deep squat. I really messed that up. Sorry. last mistake I'll make this year. And go ahead and come on down to your tail. I guess I won't make you do triangle again on that first one. But you can, hopefully you realize my mistake and did it. I'm going to sit on my blanket and bring my feet wide. If you want to turn sideways so that your feet are on the mat, so they don't slide, feel free. There's Upavista Konasana. Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm really not strong this direction. Just turn and face your right leg. A little twist. And then maybe reach the right hand across, or the left hand across to the right shin and fold. Try and keep both sits bones grounded, nice long spine. Maybe you can find the foot. Upavista with a twist. And then come on up. Back to center, so you feel really connected, and then go the opposite direction. You know, stay upright to start and just feel both hip bones grounded, both legs extending straight out. Draw the low belly up, and then kind of move into it. So you're extending out right over that leg. Both heels grounded. And then come on up. Come back to center. And now you get to fold forward, just right in the middle. Upa Vista. Hopefully it'll be a little easier. Not so much, huh? Draw your low belly up. Make sure your sits bones are back and you're not rounding your low back too much. Just feel the stretch in your legs, maybe a little bit in your hips. And then come on back up. Okay, now we're gonna do a Janu Shirshasana. So same thing we just did, only with one knee bent. Now, if your knees don't like this, then just do it the same way you did. So turn and face the right leg. It just feels a little different. Yeah. And I'm mirroring whoever's watching, so that's why it's different kind of. And then stretch out over that leg. Yeah. I use my hand to the outside of the leg just to support, to just think I want that, my spine to stretch out over the leg. I feel it a lot in my low back area on the side of the stretch. Good. And then if you want, bring the one hand on either side. So bring the hand to the outside, to the inside. Bring the other hand to the hip to open up to that twisted variation. And if that feels good and you want to, you can stretch the arm over top. Twisted. Ardha, Janu Shirshasana. Oh man. Tightness, tightness. Good. And then come on up. That feel not good today. Your back, yeah. Switch sides. Inner spiral, that extended leg, and actually the folded leg too, so that you really feel grounded through the sits bones. Turn and face your left leg and fold. The left hand's to the side, right hand reaches for the foot or the ankle or the shin, whatever works for you. And just take a moment to feel that stretch. The belly's kind of square to the leg. And then if you're doing the other stretch, bring the hand on either side and then switch so your belly's turning inward. Your elbow comes to the inside of the leg, your left elbow, right hand to the hip, and then open up and maybe stretch the arm over to that twisted variation. It's really deep, that low back area. That's, think, how can I make it? Can I lengthen my spine a little more to make it feel super connected? Yeah, that looks good. It's a deep, deep, deep pose. Good. And then however you can, come on out. Go ahead and transition to your back. turn these lights off. Take a moment. Just feel. Arms in cactus. Let your knees come together in the middle and just support themselves. You can feel the low back has a little curve. And bringing both knees up now, just do some windshield wipers. Just kind of go slow and be really present, mindful, steady where it feels like a good stretch to you. Good. And then pause with the knees up, bring the feet together. Svadyaya. Maybe hands to your belly. A big Christmas belly. A rumpa pum pum. Good. And then bring both knees up. Feet right underneath. Interlace your hands behind your right thigh. Straighten the right leg. Press the thigh into your hamstrings into your hands till your arms are full length, and then maybe straighten the left leg. Point and flex the foot a few times. You want more stretch in the hamstring and you can keep the leg really grounded. You can pull the leg a little closer. See, I like to kind of pull it into the socket so it's not coming out of the socket. Get a little more stretch. And then release. Bend the knee, bring it flat to switch sides. So interlace around the left thigh. Straighten the left leg. Press the arms all the way long. And maybe stretch the right leg long. Kind of do it in phases to see how each side feels. If you want, you can point and flex a few times. If you want more stretch, you can move the leg or the hands up the leg to bring the leg closer, grounding it down into the socket. And then release down, hug both knees in. Bring the knees wide. Push them away from you. So your knees are, or your legs are away from your body. Knees wide, and then pull them towards each other, but the knees are still away from your body. And then pull them back in towards your chest. So you made a big circle. Do that again. Bring the knees wide. Push them away until you feel the curve in the low back. Bring the knees together. and hug them in. And then one time the opposite direction. So keep them together, push them away. Allow them to widen. Draw them in and back together. And now bring your hands by your hips, stretch your legs straight up. And then reach your hands up so they're coming between your legs. Bend your knees, bring them towards your armpits. And then reach your forearms in front of your shin and grab your feet for happy baby. Happy baby pose. You can roll side to side a little bit if you want. I want you to feel a massage of the low back area a little bit. And if you want, you can even straighten the legs out to the sides. Oh. And then come back to that legs up position, hands by your hips. Feel the blood kind of rush from your feet down your legs, feeling your core a little bit more. And then go ahead and transition for Shavasana if you want to cover up first so that you can feel warm enough. Cover up with an extra blanket if you would like, because you deserve a good Shavasana. No matter what you're doing now, you want to keep the Svadyaya self-study going. You just notice your body. Notice where your head goes. And see if you can coordinate the two. You're totally present. Maybe you study how you can relax your body with your breath, with your thoughts. You can see how all the different parts feel. and aim to study the breath. Feel how the waves of the breath come and go. Feel ready. Move a little bit more and start to move in small ways. Studying every movement, thought as you go. Eventually coming on up to seated. Take your time. When you get there, notice if you feel grounded properly. Notice how your spine feels. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for practicing. I really needed a little yoga lift today, so thank you. Namaste. So have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I'll see you guys on Friday.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Bye.